Happy Monday. Welcome, Bowflex family. Happy Labor Day. For many of us, it is a holiday. So hopefully you are enjoying a long weekend with family. Hey, if you are here, say hello. Hello, Lori. Hello, Sharon. So good to see your names. Go ahead and say hi in the chat if you are joining us. Maybe some of you are off work today and you're joining for the first time. Welcome. Today we have a special workout. This workout is for everybody, but it is a postnatal strength workout. So many of you know that I am also a pre and postnatal exercise specialist, and that I also am a mom of two. So I've been through a couple pregnancies and labors and deliveries and postpartum periods as well, but it's also something that I'm a specialist in, and so I'm sharing that expertise with you today. If you are not in the postpartum period or prenatal, as I'm going to give you some pregnancy options as well, don't worry, you're still going to get a good workout in. I just wanted to do a special Labor Day workout, get it, right? I know, for all the postnatal mamas out there who may be looking for a little extra instruction on what they should be doing, what can be helpful in the recovery journey. Something I always like to say is once postpartum, always postpartum. So if you have been through pregnancies or labors or deliveries at all, you are still postpartum. Even if your babies are years and years, even if it's been many, many years. So but this workout is for everybody. So it's gonna be a full body strength, 30 minutes. We're gonna get it done. We're gonna use some dumbbells and a kettlebell. I'll be alternating. You use whatever you have available to you. I'll be using my Bowflex Select Tech 552 adjustable dumbbells and my Bowflex Select Tech 840 adjustable kettlebell. Hey, Natalie is here. Oh, excellent. I'm so glad that you are here. Day off from school. Excellent. All right, so go ahead and make sure you have your equipment, you have some space, and let's go ahead and start moving our bodies. So we're gonna start just with a little march. Now, while we're doing this, I want everybody just to check in with their posture. So we're gonna do some breathing exercises in a minute, but don't worry, we're gonna keep it moving. But one of the things that happens to all of us, Sharon says, had a dream last night. Pre-menopause counts. Yep, it does. Listen, I will say there are a lot of parallels between that menopause or perimenopause stage and prenatal, postnatal. There's a lot of hormonal changes for women. So really, yes, it does count. So let's take a minute. Now that we've gotten a little blood flow, I want you to take your feet about shoulder width apart, soft bend in the knees, and let's check in with our posture. Don't worry, we'll get back to moving in just a second. But I want you to think about stacking your ears right over your shoulders, shoulders over your rib cage over your hip bones over your knees, and over your ankles. Now just take just a second to check in with that. Now, what happens a lot if we go through pregnancies is that we get a little what we call rib flare. Everything's pushed out a little bit, right? With that growing belly. What happens in the postpartum period, and can happen to any of us because we do a lot of sitting at our computers, our phones, is that we get a little rounded forward. So we want to pull those shoulders back, but not here. We want to wrap that core in here, but not here. So take a minute. The most important thing is to think about stacking the rib cage over the pelvis. Now when you do that, little lift up on the pelvic floor, and can you feel that core turn on? This is helpful for everybody. We don't spend a lot of time in our regular workouts talking about it, but I want you to be aware of that. All right, now that we've got that posture, a few deep breaths. Inhale to expand. I want you to think of inhaling out through your back, sides, and bellies. Exhale, everything in and up. All right, so now that you've got that core connection, now let's get back into that warm-up, all right? I'm gonna be cueing you on the breathing, but the breathing is a super important part of pre and postnatal training, but really for all of us who are learning to engage our core, really, really helpful to be aware of that breathing, be aware of your posture and your alignment and that core engagement. Let's open those arms up right here, big stretch, side to side, into that little side lunge. Chest opener, because again, whether it is babies pulling us forward or it is sitting at your computer, looking at your phone, driving, again, that chest gets pretty tight. Opening up, big stretch to the back, just like that. Let's go side to side. Little reach. Woo. And then from here, let's take our hands right on top of the legs. Little standing cat-cow. So round through the back. We're also usually pretty tight in the back. So getting through here. If you're able, walk those hands down to the ground or keep them on your legs, little pedal of your feet. Right through here. And then sit low in a squat and extension up. So you can do this with your hands on your legs if that's better, but I want you to think those two moves, our squat and then our hinge, right? Squat and hinge. If you're able to keep the hands on the ground, get a little lower, opening up the hips. Let's get two more. Last one. From here, let's take it down to our knees. So I want you just to start with this. Little cat-cow from here, rounding through your back, right? And then let's take it back. We're going to walk it back. So if you are newer postpartum, I want you to really take your time. Otherwise, if you're with me, step it back, down to the knees. So if you're just learning to engage that core, or you're a beginner, or you are in that postpartum period, I want you to drop the knees down. If you're more comfortable, you're further along, you got that strong core, keep those knees hovered off the ground, little bear plank to back. But you can also take it down. Last one. And then let's sit back into that child's pose again, shoulders down, little stretch right through here. And let's go ahead and take one big step up. Again, you can keep that knee down if that's good for you, or bring it up. Big reach, reach through and up. One more. And then step it back either on the knees or into that plank. Reach it up. Go ahead and walk both feet in. Hopefully you're feeling mobile and ready to move. Slowly round it up. Take your time. All right, let's take it side to side right through here. Again, chest opener, stepping it out. All right, so we're gonna get into some strength. Again, I want you to really be aware of your posture, of your core. I'm gonna be cueing you through all of those things as we go. Let's go hamstrings up. And with an extra focus on postpartum movement and postpartum core. Again, this workout is for everybody, but we're gonna be talking about the postnatal period. Let's cross it right here. And shake everything out. All right, team, so I wanna get one heavy dumbbell, or heavy to medium. I'm gonna work with heavy dumbbell or kettlebell. Ooh, wrong way. I'm gonna go with my kettlebell here. And we're going to start with a low squat. So I want the kettlebell or the dumbbells low. And what I want you to think about is lifting up and wrapping in that core. So as we come up with the weight, exhale, bring that core in, lift up on the pelvic floor. Not sucking in and not overly gripping with the glutes, but pelvic floor. Halfway through, we're gonna bring that kettlebell up to that racked position or that goblet squat position and try to maintain it. If that feels like too much pressure, you can keep it low or do no weight. All right, so go ahead, wrap that core in. Nice strong core, strong foundation to begin with, but we're still breathing. All right, sit low, kettlebell down. 3, 2, 1. We're coming up. We're taking it down. And we're actually gonna go a full minute, so we can go half and half. So I really want you to take your time. Go heavy if you can, especially if you're used to going heavy, but really think about that core engagement. What is happening right in the center as you lift up? Yes, you're gonna connect with the glutes, hamstrings, and quads, but lift up on that pelvic floor. Engage that core. All right, can we move that kettlebell up? Goblet squat. So using the weight to stabilize, and if you think about it in our postpartum lives, we're doing this a lot, right? We're holding a baby at our chest. we're bending down to get the diaper bag or the car seat or pick up something off the floor, or we're holding a baby and a toddler, who knows? But still lifting up in that core. We've got 3, 2, 1, and relax. Yes, set that to the side. Now we're gonna grab 2 dumbbells. So medium to heavy, because we're gonna go to that bend over row. Now, this is something super, super important for everybody. Again, that posture, but especially in the postnatal period, because everything pulls us forward. So let's start with just a regular row. We're gonna start alternating, and then we're gonna add a little hinge to it together. So go ahead and hinge it here. Watch me, we're gonna alternate right and left, then we'll put them together, then we'll add a hinge and a row. Let's do it. Flat back, alternate one, and then the other. Now, going heavy if you can, and really take your time. Think about the core connection, but you don't have to think about a breath on every single one. You just want to stay lifted. So this is active core. Let's put them together. Bring them up if you can, and down. And breathe. Yes. All right, team, so I want you to do the row. Weights in front, come up out of the hinge. Hinge it down, row. Really great combo that we do a lot anyway, but again, this is postpartum life, right? We're hinging to pick something up off the floor, oftentimes a child, or over the changing table, get the baby out of the crib, whatever it is. So it's a hinge and a lift, which we love. Last one. And relax. All right, team, let's do both of those again. So lower and upper. And then we're gonna go down for a little postpartum core. So again, we're gonna start low. We're gonna take our toes out this time. Really think about engaging those inner thighs, wrapping that core, and then halfway through, we'll bring it here. All right, let's grab that kettlebell. Heavy to medium, core is engaged in 3, 2, 1. Start dropping it low, squeeze up and in. And yes, you are gonna be squeezing in the glutes, but what I don't want you to do is grip with the glutes, right? I don't want you to, we call it the little butt wink, because sometimes that pushes that core up. So you can connect, but also think about that core coming in and lifting through here. Make sense? A lot of times, someone who's maybe doesn't consider themselves postnatal, let's go ahead and bring that weight up right here. We'll do a postnatal workout, and thinking about the core engagement in a different way can be a game changer. So I encourage you, even if you're not in that category, to think about these core cues right through here. Yes. And breathe. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set that weight down. All right, team, we're going to that row. Again, we'll start regular. We'll start together, and then we'll add that hinge. Again, thinking about the hinge pattern, core wrapped, everything pulled in. Starting with the row, working those posture muscles, shoulders back, hinging it here. In that row, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Bring it up and down. So you can keep just a regular row, elbows in. If it's more comfortable for you to alternate, that's always an option. Or to go rotating in or out. That's what we're going to do when we add that hinge. Shoulder blades in. Think about pulling those elbows in towards each other. And breathe. Let's add the hinge. Here we go. Come up out of the deadlift. Drive it back. Row. Stand up straight. Connect to the core. Hinge. Pull those shoulder blades in. Bring it up. And breathe. Yes, you can. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Yes, team, go ahead. Keep those weights down close by. Your dumbbells, if you got them. Grab a sip of water, and we're gonna come down and get some core and some upper body. Shake out those arms and legs. We'll start with a little core, but just having your weights close by. So we're coming down on your back. If you're newly postpartum, I want you to come down on your side. This is something that I cue people, especially if you've been through a C-section, but when you're getting in and out of bed, up and down off the floor, coming from the side to up, instead of just, and same thing going back down, instead of just coming up like that, because that puts a lot of pressure on your core if your core is still healing. Now I know that's not always possible if the baby's screaming and you have to jump out of bed, but that will go a long way if you can really be intentional about that movement outside of your workouts. Right through here. All right, team, so let's come here. Let's start with our little bridge that we love, then we'll add on. So I want you to wrap that core in. So I like to think of a little button at the top of the rib cage, and if there's magnets, imagine there's magnets pulling our hip bones together. Start with a little pelvic tilt. So hips to ribs on the breath. Inhale, exhale. I want you to start with that motion. If that's enough for you, stay there. Feel that deep core engagement. And then if you're able, I want you to add a little lift into that bridge and slowly down. But really thinking not just our traditional bridge that we do when we do just a lift and a lower, but engaging that core as a part of it. We're gonna add on, especially for those of you that are used to a lot more, we'll add on in just a bit. Breathe, take it out. Get just a few more. Tuck the pelvis, 3. Everything pulled in, 2. And 1. Yes, team. All right, go ahead and bring those arms up and those knees up. I'm gonna give you a few options, but we're gonna start with just a little toe tap. Then we'll take it to a dead bug, and then we'll add on. So we'll just keep progressing. You can always stay with the lower level again, especially if you are newly postpartum or just getting back into exercise. Starting with the toe tap, if that's not right for you, you can just do a little march. But we're gonna bring that core in, zip up the core, arms up, nice good alignment. Here we go, little taps. Now, looks easy, but if you're really thinking about that deep core engagement, movement's coming from here and not from the legs. See what I mean? You're gonna feel it. Now let's add opposite arm, opposite leg. You can start with the toe tap. And then if that feels good for you, extend it out. Dead bug is one of those exercises. We love it in postpartum because we're not flexing or extending the spine, right? Also really good if you're someone who has any back tightness or pain. But the difference between someone who's just going through the motion versus really thinking, I'm pulling that deep core in, I'm lifting up on that pelvic floor. So not a tight squeeze with that pelvic floor, I know we think of Kegels or Kegels as squeezing, but really just think of it as a lift. All right, if you're good with that, keep that. Otherwise, we're gonna lift our shoulders, we're gonna push those hands into the legs, legs into the hands, and then extend out one side and opposite. Push and out. So you can keep the dead bug, you can keep the tap, or you can do a little push just with a little march right through here. You're still gonna feel it, right? Lots of core, I know. Push, extend that opposite arm and leg. Push, 2 more, breathe. Last one, and relax. Yes, team. Ooh, I love postnatal core because, listen, my babies are 5 and 7, and I always feel it. If we're engaging correctly, you're going to feel it. All right, we're gonna go back to that bridge. You can keep just the bridge, or if you want, grab those weights. We'll add a little chest press, one of my favorite combos, because we can get that upper body as well as that lower and core. So if you have those weights, if you wanna add them slowly down or down by your side, we're gonna press up and in, or with the bridge. In 3, connect with that core, you should be feeling it. 2, 1, here we go, up and in and down. Also love the bridge because it gives us that little hip flexor stretch, right? Right through here. Breathing up and in and down and out. Lots of things to think about. So really take your time. Think about the pelvic tilt, core engaging, lifting in the glutes and hamstrings. And then if you got that upper body, coming down at that 45-degree angle, press up and down. Yes, team. Boom. Keep it going. Longer sets here so we can really take our time. Longer intervals than our normal 30 or 40 seconds. But we're almost there, 10 to go. So hang with me. Nice and strong. Last one. And relax. Very slowly, team, roll to your side. Come all the way up. Let's grab a sip of water after that. Woo! All right, feeling it, especially that core, right? Again, even though I know a lot of us are used to moving fast and we like those compound movements and we like to get the heart rate up, when we spend that dedicated time really thinking about that core engagement, thinking about our alignment, thinking about what's working, you are gonna feel the difference, right? All right, team, so go ahead and grab one weight, ideally your dumbbell. We're gonna rack it right here. If this doesn't feel right for you, then I want you to take it between two hands. You can just hold it here, right? But if you can, we're gonna rack it. And we're gonna start with a lunge, one side. So whatever side we're racked on, we're gonna step back. Now, what is that? This is holding the baby, right? All the things that you have to do, holding a baby usually with one arm. It's also gonna get that core working. We're gonna add some upper body as we go. So we've got it racked. Arm can be out for balance. If I'm holding it with my right arm, my right leg is stepping back. Let's do it. So lunge it here. Remember, you can always reduce your range of motion if you want to take it with just a little tap back, but you're going to feel the balance, right? We're here. Again, all those things we have to do. Maybe it is reaching down to pick up the diaper bag while we're holding that baby. Boom. All right, we're going to add a little bicep curl if you want. So you're going to drop it down, curl it up. Yes. Down. Just one side. We want that intentionally because so often we're doing things in new mom life or in life in general where we are working and having to counterbalance, right? Breathe. Down. Right through here. Let's get two more. And then I want you to hold it here. We're gonna press, bring it in. If you can, we're gonna bring that knee up on that press. A little extra balance. If that's too much for you, just do the press or take it between two hands. You can always go here. 4, and breathe. 3, 2, last 1, and relax. Woo, we feel it, right? We're gonna do same thing other side. And listen, if you've ever held a baby, whether it was yours or not for a long time, you know that you're in this position a lot, right? Those biceps need that work. They also need the stretch. Let's get same thing other side. So we're gonna rack that dumbbell here, right at the chest. Core is engaged. Left leg has it, left leg. If left arm has it, left leg, stepping back. Here we go. Drop it down and drive it up. Again, thinking about core engagement, thinking about keeping your body in alignment, not pulling to one side. We call this anti-core work or anti-rotation, anti-flexion. The goal is to stabilize and not pull to one side that has the weight. Breathe. Can we add our biceps? Right here, let's take it down. Get that stretch. Woo! Curl it up. This front leg has the control. So really drive up through that heel, zip up with core. As the weight's coming down, you're keeping that chest open. Good posture. Breathe, right? You don't have to have this hand out here, but this helps me with balance. You might feel that shoulder because we just worked it, right? Breathe. Let's get 2 more. Here we go. Boom. Get ready for that press right here. So up and down. If you want, add that knee. And if that is too heavy, take it between those 2 hands. 4, 3, yes, 2, and 1. Woo, relax. Rack that up, team. A little stretch back right through here. Put a little mobility for those biceps, right? So we're gonna take it here. We're gonna go back into it. What we're gonna try to do is switch and do the same move with our kettlebell, all right? If that doesn't feel right for you, I'm gonna give you some options. Keep it with the dumbbell. We're also gonna give you the option, if you want, to step forward into a lunge, just for something a little different. But again, if that doesn't feel right for you, just keep a regular reverse. All right, grab that kettlebell, something medium to heavy. You're gonna rack it again. Gotta figure out which one we did, all right? So you can either step back or step forward into that lunge, all right? We're gonna rack it here, and we're gonna keep going with adding on that upper body. In 3, 2, 1. Here we go, step forward, drive it out. Again, super functional. Find what works for you. Maybe it's not the lunge at all, maybe it's a squat. And breathe right here. Let's get 2 more. Last one. I want you to watch me 1 time. I'm gonna take it here. I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna catch it at the top. So it's a forward gunslinger. I know we don't do that as often, but if you're reversing, you can do that too, right? If that kettlebell, if you got a heavier one, just take it between 2 hands. 3, yes, 2, and breathe. All right, team, so you're racked here. We're going up and out with or without the knee, right? Woo! Balance. And again, if you want to grab that kettlebell between 2 hands, right here. We got 4. I know you might have a heavy one. 3, 2, and 1. Relax, set that down, big stretch. We're in the home stretch team. So we're gonna get it on the other side. Same thing, we're stepping back or stepping forward. We're adding a curl. We're taking it to a press. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Step it forward. Drive it up, yes. Right through here. Zip up with the core. Nice, good posture. You're racked here. Stepping wide, whether you're stepping back or forward, we're hip distance apart. All right, let's add that curl. So you're gonna bring it down, catch it. Right through here, it looks like this. I know. Or you can catch it on the side. Breathe. Yes, even if you're reversing, 2 hands or 1. Remember, you can also be here. Breathe. Last 1. 2 hands or 1 right here. Take it up and down. Solid press. Boom. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Catch your breath, team. Woo, arms. All right, let's come down onto your mat. Almost there, team. Woo. All right, little stretch back through there, and then let's come down onto your elbows all the way down. If you're in my prenatal crowd, I want you to stick with the bird dog. Otherwise, we're gonna go plank singles. So watch me here, that big inhale to expand, and then as you exhale, you're gonna lift using your core. lift to the knees, we'll start with that, then we'll go up to the toes. We'll add on as we go. So you're gonna have options. I want you to stick with the option that is good for you. Inhale to expand, exhale, lift with the core and pelvic floor up to the knees, hold, and then slowly back down. Inhale, exhale. Your goal is to lift with your core, not pushing in the elbows, not pushing through the knees. You can keep it right there or we'll add on. Coming up to the knees first, then to the toes. Using the core, don't push through those toes. Slowly down, slowly down. Inhale, exhale, lift, breathe. Now, if you're in those first few months or weeks postpartum, I want you to stick with that. If you're further along or you're not in our postnatal crowd, I want you to hold it at the top. So from here, we're gonna do a little hip tilt. Back to center, hip tilt. If you're somewhere in between that's feeling challenging, you can do the whole plank single, little lift. And once you're at the top, little tilt and tilt, right? Slowly down in between. Up to the top. Yes, tilt and tilt. We got just about 30 seconds. Be where you are today is what I always say. So what is working for you? Is it that slow lift in the plank singles? Is it your hip dip? What do you got, team? If you need a little break in between, just come down, back to singles. Feel the difference when we really think about the core doing the work, engaging the entire core and pelvic floor, and not using your legs, your arms, your toes, your elbows last. One, and relax. Whoo! Lots of core, right? Almost felt like we didn't do a ton of core because we've only been on the mat a couple times, but very isolated, very specific. Stretch right up through here. If it feels good for you, you can come all the way up, stretching in that cobra or up dog, look side to side. Woo, burn. Stretch it back again. This is why I love pre and postnatal training. One, to give lots of options no matter where you are in your journey, but also because it really gets us hyper focused on that deep core, our transverse abdominis, all of our core muscles working together, our pelvic floor. Come up on all fours and just roll through that cat-cow and not just going through the motions. Not that any of you are going through the motions, because everybody I know here works hard, but to really be specific about that engagement. And also I love pre and postnatal training because I know for a lot of us, let's take it right through here. I want you to bring those knees out, a little stretch through here. For a lot of us, especially in the postpartum period, you are busy. You're taking care of everybody else. This is your time for you. This is your time to reconnect with your body, especially going through pregnancy or breastfeeding or labor and delivery, all of those things. Your time to reconnect. Your time to really remember that you are strong, that you are capable, that you can do this for you. And that goes for all of us, right? Having this time, this self-care time. Let's take those knees out this way. So I want you to stretch here. If this is uncomfortable for you, just sit on the edge of a chair or a bench. And we're just gonna do some little hip rolls, right? We all need those hip openers. If you need to, balance right through here, especially if you feel like you're putting too much pressure on your core. And please leave us a comment. Would you like to see more pre and postnatal natal workouts here at Bowflex? Again, that is a specialty of mine. That is, I have a couple different certifications. It was my main focus in my graduate degree. Let's go ahead and bring those arms out in front. And I'm super passionate about it because I've been through it myself. So if you want to see more of that here at Bowflex, we would love to hear from you in the comments. Let us know. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe and come back for more. Remember, these live workouts stay up on the channel. You can do them at any time, but of course, we love when you join us live. Reach those arms to the back, opening it up. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you, Natalie. I know you won't be able to come back until you have another day off from school. Natalie's a teacher. Sharon, Lori, all of our regulars, thank you for being here. Big stretch. And if you are in that postnatal period, Don't worry about what that felt like. Again, this goes for everybody. You were here, you showed up. That is all that matters. Maybe it was challenging, but listen, you have done hard things and you can keep doing hard things. Sharon says, weird, last night, pregnant in my dream, and now this class. I'm 62 in menopause, but I love this. Who knows, Sharon? What could that mean? Hi, Dixie is here. All right, team, thank you so much for being here today. Join us for more live workouts here on the Bowflex YouTube channel. Let's get one big deep breath in. Enjoy your holiday if you're doing something fun today or if you're off work. And of course, don't forget to come back for more movement here at Bowflex. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you.